Hey everybody, Matt Cellitti with Dubspot, and today we're going to talk about sidechain compression, one of these techniques that people have been waiting for in Maschine, and with Maschine 2, it's finally ready to be implemented thanks to the new audio engine and routing capabilities. So we're going to take a quick look at what it is, how to use it, and get you up and running, started on it right away.
Alright, so to best show off the sidechain compression technique, I just whipped up a quick little deep house track. Let's take a quick listen. So the best instruments to look at if we're going to look at this technique is going to be the bass line and a pad I have later on in the change-up. So first thing we're going to do is take a look at the bass and the kick. Now, one of the most traditional reasons you wanted to use sidechain compression in the past has been to duck the bass. So basically what this means is that when the kick and the bass line, which again, they take up the same frequency range in a lot of cases, this precious low end that you have to concern yourself with. If they're taking up the same frequency range, it's going to overpower your mix if they're both coming in at the same spot. So let's investigate and take a look at the two of them. First, we're going to look at the bass line. Now again, you're probably going to want to use headphones or your studio monitors to hear this because we're working with a lot of very low frequencies since this is a sub bass. What I'm going to do is open up the GUI. I have a EQ plugin from FabFilter here. And you can see the area that the bass is taking up. Again, lots of information here around 50 Hertz to 100 Hertz. Now, if we compare this with the kick drum, again, you're seeing the same frequency information, energy happening here. So what we want to do is actually duck the bass when the kick comes in, ever so slightly, just enough that the kick's going to shine through and the bass just kind of chills out a little bit. So let's take a look at the compressor. What I'm going to do is hit Shift Navigate, and this brings us over to the new mix view, and you can see the compressor in action here. If I bypass the compressor, all of a sudden that bass line becomes much muddier and not as groovy actually, because the sidechain compression is doing some really nice things to it. So what is a compressor again? The layman's most easy term is that it's a processor that controls the dynamics, how loud, how soft the signal that it's on is going to be. So basically if something is too loud, it's going to pull it back a little bit. If something's too quiet, it's going to boost it up and just kind of keep it in this nice range that you dictate. Now, instead of, with sidechain, we're not using the audio information from the bass to control the compressor. We're actually using the input from whatever we suggest or tell it to look at. So for instance here, if we come to the compressor, there's a new sidechain input, and you can select your source from here. So first thing we're going to do is just give it that 4 on the floor kick as our input. And let's take a listen. So you can see the gain reduction here is coming from the kick. Just that 4 on the floor. And so what this does then is just kisses ever so slightly on the threshold just to make sure that we're basically going to pull back on that bass every single time that that kick hits. So the gain reduction is caused from the kick and the output is ducked just a little bit from the bass. Again, with it off, makes a huge difference. So this is the more traditional, use it for a mixing tool, and it's very helpful, very easy. Now let's go look at our arrangement, and I have another section here where I introduced a pad later on and kind of a breakdown. I like the sound, I like the tone of the pad. It's nice, it's airy, it's cool, but again, it's kind of boring for whatever reason. Just these long sustained notes really kind of just, I don't know, it's not working for me. So what we can do is add a sidechain compression again. Now here is a different kind of more exaggerated way of using sidechain. So lots of times you'll be listening to dance music and you'll hear like a big old noise burst or something like this. Let's see here. And instead of just having this god-awful noise burst hanging out, we can put a compressor on it and again dictate that by going to something like the kick, and all of a sudden it's a little more tolerable. All it's doing is basically kind of giving it this nice kind of gated rhythmic feel. It's a really cool effect. So that's a more exaggerated approach to it. What we're going to do is look at adding this to our pad then, to kind of give it some movement. So what we can do to set it up is very easy. Just simply select the compressor. You have your main page and your sidechain input. And we're going to go in, we're going to locate our kick. Now, you don't have to just use any kick that you have already playing in a pattern. You can, thanks to Maschine 2, now we have unlimited groups. You can just go in and add another group and have a dummy kick, for instance, turned all the way down, but it's still going to affect that compressor. Very nice little technique too. So right away you can see it's kind of creating this nice little wave effect, I guess, some modulation. And the main thing you're going to do is play with the release time to match the tempo a little bit better, so it's pumping in time. Too fast? Too slow? And just about right there. Now lastly, you don't only have to use the internal Maschine effects. If you have a third-party plugin that you love using, if it has a sidechain input, you can use it as another source inside of Maschine 2. Now check this out. So we're going to use FabFilters Pro C, and you can see there's a mono variety, a stereo compressor, sidechain, or SC is what it stands for, mono and stereo. So let's actually go stereo, sidechain input, and right off the bat you will see it has this sidechain input tab here. If it is not set up for sidechain input, this will not even exist. So check your plugins and make sure they work like that. So let's select that kick and open this guy up. So this guy, we just have to set it to read from the external part. And there you go. So maybe you have a compressor that has a lot more controls, a little more visually stimulating. You can use anything like this as long as it has that sidechain input. So that is sidechain compression in a nutshell. We are teaching these techniques in the upcoming Maschine courses. So stay tuned to Dubspot, and thanks for watching.
Welcome to Dubspot. We believe in providing you hands-on experience right away. Whether you're completely new to music and want to turn the sounds in your head into a musical reality, or you're an experienced artist looking to refine your skills and add new tools to your arsenal, we're ready to meet you at your level. For students of all ages, all levels, and all styles of music, Dubspot is here to help you achieve your goals. With course offerings both online wherever you are and at our school in the heart of New York City, we are ready to guide you through the next phase of your musical transformation. Whether you want to produce music, DJ, or do both, you've come to the right place. Come explore Dubspot for yourself. Become a part of our community and make music.